Hello everyone, I am Aruna from Rescon Partners, a leading management consulting firm, and here we are today discussing about diversity, equity, inclusion with Mr. Ujwal Kunte, who is founder and managing director CQRA, Ma'am Smita Majumdar, who is a professor finance and accounting from Great Lakes Management. Since it is very vital for us to know what does it mean for you, how important it is.
So in construction, gender equity has always been a problem. The penetration of supervisors and engineers and managers among girls is also less.
Yeah.
But what I see is in last 10 years it has been increasing.
Okay.
So the number of girls who are coming for civil engineering is also going up.
Okay.
And they are looking at even side jobs.
Okay.
So that's a big change that I observe.
Has that change happened because you have taken any extra measures, industry people have taken any extra steps, or is it from the girls' side? They think that it is okay, the conditions are same, but they feel that no, we will step into this field, we will do.
Actually, I would say it is a part of both. You know, the overall standards in the industry have improved.
Okay.
The working conditions, the safety mechanisms that are now in today's construction sites,
Yeah.
or the amenities that are given, you know, they have improved.
They have improved.
So
yes.
that encourages more and they feel more safe,
Yes.
you know, working on projects.
Yeah.
So industry has also taken that, you know, forward step.
Yes, yes.
But at the same time, because of the overall cultural shift, you know, girls coming up in various other, you know, streams.
Yeah,
Like they're joining army, air force,
Yes.
and you know, various other.
So it has
male-dominated
something to
areas.
do with the upbringing also,
Upbringing, yes,
and
both.
now the girls are more educated.
Yes.
And you know, girls feel more liberated. So
Correct.
it is environmental as well as the upbringing that is there in
Correct.
girls. What do you have to say about this, ma'am?
So I have a take which is more research based, honestly. Quality of decision making improves
Yeah.
much more when there is diversity.
Yes.
Diversity need not be only in terms of the, you know, the gender diversity, but also with respect to probably the age,
true.
probably
Yeah.
with respect to
Yes.
the neurodiversity, as
neuro,
we talk
yeah.
about it. So diversity definitely has shown to bring in better quality of decision making. And the other aspect is with respect to inclusion, right?
Inclusion,
So
yes.
automatically employees feel included. It's essentially an experience that they have, and therefore somewhere they're better motivated.
Yeah.
Attrition levels have been shown to go down over
Yeah.
the years, so retention becomes much better.
Yes, yes.
All of this translating into what we refer to in, you know, research as organization capital. And what I mean by organization capital is that intangible kind of a, you know,
Yes, yes.
source, which
Yeah.
essentially is getting all the resources together and coming out with something which is above average, something
Yeah.
more than what another organization can do,
Yeah.
and which is essentially being enabled because of you know, diversity
Yeah.
and inclusion, and equity of course follows in that context.
Yes.
Ultimately it is about numbers, and again research shows that the business performance improves. The recent report that one saw of McKinsey mentioned this, that companies which are in the top quartile on gender diversity, for example, seem to be having a 25% better probability of being able to do better in terms of their ROAs as compared to the firms which are in the last quartile. Now that itself is a you know, an important takeaway.
Yes.
Companies which have got diverse representation in the upper echelons do have better governance structures.
Okay.
They are looked at better. The social capital is much better in such kind of organizations, and therefore the valuations also improve in that sense. So I think these are great takeaways.
So there must have definitely be challenges specifically for you, sir, because you are into construction, you are into testing, like there is a lot of field work involved. So, and you being the founder of the organization, what measures did you take on your personal level and what challenges you faced to bring in diversity, equity and inclusion?
We were having a policy where we would not look at you know, gender or you know, any particular caste, creed or religion while recruiting people. You know, it also helped when we got acquired by another company. That also, you know, they look at your profile of people that you're having.
Yeah.
In spite of being in construction, you know, we had very good lady candidates in our company. One of our regional managers, 4 regional managers, a lady who has been with us for last 10 years.
Okay.
So she handles almost 40% of our business.
Oh.
So, I have personally benefited because they have a better decision making ability. And in many scenarios, I have found that they are far more efficient. In their management skills and everything.
So, honestly speaking, in higher education, if you look around, honestly, there is, when it comes to gender diversity, I think we are probably pro ladies in that sense.
Yes.
But having said that, when I look at other organizations and we end up talking to a lot of industry people otherwise, and one finds that probably somewhere it is at the top level where the top management, I think, buy-in is very, very important. If one gets that in, then things become much easier. Then the policies could come in place and the other implementation would become easier. So that is where probably some amount of work needs to be done. Needs to be done on that front. Culture which enables diversity. It is not just a tick mark in the box which has to be done for certain regulatory purposes, but it is actually permeating to the the organization and the staff in total. So the culture with respect to the policies that they have, the kind of conversations that happen around, which I think is something which and which is a slow process. It's not something which will happen overnight. One needs to work on it over a long. So that's another major challenge. You also need to show that you are an inclusive workplace, that you are a diverse workplace, because that's what the outsider is seeing and therefore is responding accordingly. So if you're not able to showcase, and showcase need not be only in terms of your policies but also in terms of your products, the way you advertise, the brand that you have, I think that the kind of facilities you have. So that is essentially what will essentially showcase and therefore will attract the right kind of.
In the same breath, I would say that there's a stigma attached to being a transgender or different sexual orientations, and unless there's a lot of social awareness and social equity has to be created before industry can start taking them in. Because if if I hire somebody who is not going to make others comfortable in their workplace, it will be a problem. It's not about the organization's policy. It is about the others also should feel comfortable. So then for that they have to be brought up like that. So it's education and all that will matter. It can't rest only on the companies trying to adopt a policy.
I totally agree.
On that point, just to add on, because I see the other side where I get to interact with the younger generation much more. And I kind of find that they are much more inclusive.
Absolutely.
They are absolutely okay. Probably it is the older generation which is requiring a more of education and orientation on this front. But the younger generation is much more inclusive. So I see a bright future on this aspect. Over the years, I think there will be a wider acceptance.
So definitely there is scope of improvement, and I wish we are going to fulfill that gap very soon. Thank you for being with us. Your insights are really helpful for us, for the younger generation and everyone.